In Duncan Jones' latest film, Source Code, a soldier played by Jake Gyllenhaal wakes up in the body of an unknown man and soon discovers that he's part of a mission to find the bomber of a Chicago commuter train using an experimental computer program that allows him to cross over into another man's identity in the last 8 minutes of his life. Whew! That was a lot. I was a big fan of Duncan Jones' first full-length film, Moon, so I definitely had some pretty high expectations for his follow-up film, Source Code. I was a little bit apprehensive after I saw the trailer because I thought it was predictable. I was worried that I knew what was going to happen, but luckily what I thought was going to happen did not. And I will say what I thought was going to happen in the spoiler section of this review because I don't want to say what does and doesn't happen. So I was very happy that I didn't predict it from the trailer, but unfortunately I thought Source Code was a little bit safe compared to Moon. It was definitely kind of like, you know, let's not go too ambitious here, let's do a, you know, kind of a popcorn flick. And that being said, I thought Source Code was great. It wasn't as good as I was expecting just because Moon was so ambitious. And, you know, this definitely was, like I said, a very safe follow-up film to Moon. The acting was great, and this is important because Jake Gyllenhaal and Michelle Monaghan are basically doing, like, the same 8 minutes over and over. Well, really Michelle Monaghan, because Jake Gyllenhaal kind of does a different thing every time. But I thought they did a great job with it, and I was a little worried that it was going to get very tedious, but it did not get tedious, because every single time that, you know, the 8 minutes repeats, it was a little different, it was shot a little differently, or something happened, you know, obviously that was different. So that was good. It definitely didn't get tedious in my opinion. And visually, there was something weird about it. It had this weird, very bright quality to it, I thought. But effects-wise, I thought the effects were awesome. They weren't perfect, but I thought there was some really innovative stuff. Like there was this one great part where, you can kind of see it in the trailer, I think, Jake Gyllenhaal, he has to jump off of the train while it's moving, and it's just one long shot, no cutaway, of him standing there, jumping off, rolling, and then, you know, he's there and he's like, whoa, and it's him. So it's crazy, but I mean, you know, the effect I think is really cool. I thought it looked awesome. And the train exploding, you know, over and over again is also, it looked great. So I would say that visually this was a very, very cool movie. But like I said, plot-wise and kind of just, you know, the overall thing, safe for what I was expecting from Duncan Jones. Understandably, I guess, safe. You know, it makes sense to me, so I'm not really knocking him for that. But I do wish that it was a little bit more of a, I guess a little bit more ambitious, maybe taking some more risks. But overall, I definitely enjoyed Source Code. I thought it was a lot of fun. And I definitely didn't see where it was going. It had a lot of, you know, twists and turns and stuff, and I doubt you can guess it from the trailer, so don't worry if you think you did. But, yeah, I thought it was a very interesting story, very well done overall, even though it was a little bit safe. But I definitely thought Source Code was a great, fun popcorn movie, great to go see with friends. Just, you know, thumbs up for Source Code. Now I'm going to talk about some spoilers for Source Code, so if you have not seen the film, please don't watch the rest of this video. Please wait until you see the film, then you can come back and watch and we can talk about it. But you don't want this movie ruined for you, so please go away now, come back after you see the film, and I'm hoping that anyone who hasn't seen the film yet is gone. So here's some spoilers. So, from the trailer, I actually thought that the girl was going to be, Michelle Monaghan, was going to be the bomber. Maybe that everyone felt that way, maybe that was the whole point, they wanted to make you think that, I don't know. But I was so worried going into Source Code, like, please don't let it be Michelle Monaghan, please. That would suck. And thank God it wasn't. It was, you know, someone else. And I love that, you know, it was like a kind of a twist because you see the person from the beginning, but you don't realize it's him, and then that was the last person I was expecting. So that was an excellent, excellent job. I always love when I cannot guess who it is, even though I've been given all the clues, and I think that that's fantastic. So they did an excellent job with that, and it all made sense. And I have to also say that one part that sticks in my mind is when you see Jake Gyllenhaal's physical body, you know, obviously not in the Source Code, but his physical body, and what it looks like. That was crazy. I was not, I mean, not that I wasn't expecting it because it came up at the end of the movie, you know, it wasn't something to be expecting at all, but that I thought visually was awesome, and that is the kind of stuff that I expect from Duncan Jones after Moon. So, you know, I thought that was cool. Overall, I thought the movie was a lot of fun, thought it was, you know, interesting, twisty, turny, I love stuff like that, and, you know, I hope that in the future he will go a little riskier. Even though this was a fun movie, I hope he goes a little riskier, because I could imagine, you know, this having a little more of an edge to it that it was kind of lacking, I guess, if you know what I mean. So I'm looking forward to anything else Duncan Jones does, because I think he's great. And that's all I have to say. So let me know in the comments what you thought of Source Code. Let me know if you somehow knew who the bomber was ahead of time, but I doubt it, because, I mean, like, unless you just guessed randomly and stuck with it and got lucky, that's the only way. But maybe you found something, I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the acting, and, you know, whether or not you thought it was tedious at any point, which, like I said, I didn't think they did anything tedious. I thought they did a good job with that. Let me know just overall what you thought of Source Code, and that's pretty much it.